Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and today we're going to talk about foul-mouthed teenagers and the pussies at Buzzfeed they offend. YouTube's newest far-right foul-mouthed red-pilling star is a 14-year-old girl. Soph has nearly 1 million followers on the giant video platform. The site's executives only have themselves to blame. From Joseph Bernstein over there at Buzzfeed. I was asked about this article last night on a stream, and as we read through it, I understand why the article was written. Let me explain. I don't agree with the article, but in the climate we live in today, it's not surprising that this uptight jackass went out there and wrote a story about this foul-mouthed little girl. If we're being honest, I think we can say it's not her foul-mouthedness that bothers him. It's the ideas she expresses while she's swearing like a sailor.
What does a 14-year-old girl dressed in a chatwar have to say on YouTube to amass more than 800,000 followers? How about this?
I've become a devout follower of the Prophet Muhammad. Suffice to say, I've been having a fuck ton of fun. Of course, I get raped by my 40-year-old husband every so often, and I have to worship a black cube to indirectly please an ancient Canaanite god. But at least I get to go to San Fran and stone the shit out of some gays, and the cops can't do anything about it because California's a crypto caliphate.
I gotta tell you, I've heard that about 30 times now, and it still makes me laugh. Look, the truth is, if I said something like that, I would get kicked right off the platform. But being a little kid, she gets away with stuff the rest of us don't, which we'll get into a little bit later. However, there's nothing wrong with what she said here. You might not like how she said it, but she's not wrong. And that's the part old Joseph here really finds offensive.
Or how about simply, kill yourself, faggot?
Sure, you hear that in every online video game, but her saying it is why she has 800,000 followers. Joseph, Jesus, come on, man, at least try.
Yes, if you want a vision of the future YouTube is midwhipping, imagine a turmeric white girl mocking Islamic dress while lecturing her hundreds of thousands of followers about Muslim rape gangs, social justice homos, and the evils wrought by George Soros. Actually, don't imagine it. Watch it. It's already here. The video is called Be Not Afraid, and it may be the clearest manifestation yet of the culture the executives of Alphabet's video monster are delivering to millions of kids around the world, now via children incubated in that self-same culture. To understand just how things bad have gotten on the platform, you need to see it for yourself.
In the story, there's a link that probably led to Sophie's video. Unfortunately, probably due to this jackass's articles, the video was taken down due to violating YouTube's hate speech policies. Don't worry, I have a copy and that's why we're able to see parts of it.
Users, and more importantly to YouTube, advertisers, have over the past year started to hold the platform accountable for enabling the exploitation of children and exposing them to disturbing content. But this video reveals an entirely different way the platform is harming kids, by letting them express extreme views in front of the entire world. This is what indoctrination looks like when it's reflected back by the indoctrinated.
Joseph, are you out of your fucking mind? You're trying to suggest that the indoctrination of kids leads them to conservative views? That's fucking retarded. The indoctrination comes in the form of every liberal cause being pushed through our fucking school systems. The other night on Monkey in the Morning, we read a story about a family that's suing an elementary school. Their 8-year-old son has a medical problem which makes him not want to use the bathroom with the other children, so he's allowed to use the staff bathroom. His teacher decided this must mean he's trans and started keeping him back from recess to start some transgender indoctrination. Across the country, time that should be used for learning math and reading and science and history is now used to indoctrinate children into leftist bullshit. There is no way in the world you can argue that kids are being indoctrinated into the right. Are you out of your fucking mind? That's just fucking stupid. Now, I will grant that this might come back to bite her in the ass later in life, because people like you will ruin people for having conservative views. That's not a problem with her, that's a problem with you and people like you.
Oh my god, she told edgy jokes when she was younger. Nobody hire her ever. She needs to live under a bridge homeless for the rest of her life, because she said things that made us feel bad.
You're the problem, Joseph, not her. Now, Joseph goes on to ramble about people who have changed their views since they were children on YouTube. The full article's linked below, but we're going to skip down to when he gives us this.
YouTube's kid problem is well known. From disturbing auto-generated cartoons to parents who play act violence with their children for clicks to a network of users exploiting videos of children for sexual content. The company has consistently failed at protecting the young users who are its most valuable assets. But Soph's popularity raises another, perhaps more difficult question about whether YouTube has an obligation to protect such users from themselves and one another.
Oh, dear fucking Christ. Look, YouTube does have a problem protecting kids. For some reason, it takes a lot to get a pedophile off the platform. You have people running around talking about, I'm a map. I'm a map, I'm a map, I'm a map. If you don't know what a map is, that is a minor attracted person or a pedophile. And for some reason on YouTube, it seems perfectly okay to talk about being attracted to an 8-year-old, but it's not okay to talk about Islam and what they actually believe, because that's hate speech. There's the problem they have with protecting minors. What's not a problem is people like Soph out there being an edgelord. How many children are even watching her? Do you know? Did you look? Did you ask? Of course you didn't. Because you don't really give a damn. You don't give a fuck about the children. You're just using that because it's the liberal thing to go to. We gotta save the children. Not only from each other, but from themselves. The hand-wringing is fucking ridiculous. What's the worst that's going to happen if another kid comes across this and listens to Soph actually being accurate? That child might swear too? I got news for you. Children swear. A lot. Even if they're not allowed to. They'll do it when they're not around their parents. And saving them from themselves? Oh my God, are you kidding? Yeah, I get it. Later in life, if she has any kind of popularity, you're going to write a story about how evil she was as a child. We all know that. Because that's what you people fucking do. But maybe, if you weren't a shitbag, that wouldn't be a problem for her. Save them from themselves. Go fuck yourself. Joseph continues.
Of course, that's partially the job of the parents, a fact Soph pointed out in a recent video while addressing people alarmed by her content. I'm wondering why they're concerned with what I say instead of being concerned with the parents who let their kids watch me, she said.
It's like missing the point is this guy's fucking job. And since he works for Buzzfeed, it probably is. As I read this next part, I want you to remember this guy is really, really, really worried about the children.
It's unclear how much Soph's own parents know about her videos. Internet sleuths have figured out details about her parents' lives, one of whom Soph has claimed voted for Hillary Clinton. In a recent interview, Soph said that her parents have never had a serious conversation with her about the politics of her videos, though she did respond angrily when a reporter attempted to contact her dad.
Now, given what we've seen so far, you might think that he has concern over her being doxxed, over people tracking down her family. You'd be wrong. He doesn't give two shits about that. Nope, all he's concerned about is somebody might hear her politics and her swearing. Joseph, what in the fuck are you doing here, man? Do you care about the kids or not? You seem more interested in whether or not they'll hear bad words than whether or not their physical safety's okay. Which is true, but with all the pearl clutching about the children, couldn't you pretend to care about their physical safety just a little bit? A reporter tracked down her dad and you're like,
She got angry about it.
Of course she got angry about it. Wouldn't you, you dumb fuck? Of course she got angry. The question is, why didn't you? Why aren't you angry about somebody tracking down this girl's dad, for fuck's sake?
But the powers of parents over children who live online are limited, and YouTube has taken no ownership over what is happening to kids who grow up inhaling its trademark stench of bigotry, conspiracy, and nihilism.
This fucking Downsy egg is starting to bother me. Where are my ducks? There we go, that's better. YouTube is not all bigotry, conspiracy, and nihilism. Is there some of that out there? Sure. Is it the majority of it? Not even close. The media just likes to find parts of it that might be, not even definitely are, just might be, and then blow it up into some giant nonsense. Why? Well, because YouTube gets a lot more viewers than Buzzfeed. Whoops, I think that qualifies as a conspiracy theory. This article goes on for quite a while, but we're only going to concentrate on 2 more parts.
Last month, after YouTube deactivated comments on her videos, the platform disabled comments on all videos with children in response to an outcry over the aforementioned network of exploitation. Soph uploaded a 12-minute video in which she seemed to be daring the platform to suspend her, knowing full well that it wouldn't. Susan, I've known your address since last summer, Soph said, directly addressing YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki. I've got a Luger and a mitochondrial disease. I don't care if I live. Why should I care if you live or your children? I just called an Uber. You've got about 7 minutes to draft up a will. I'm coming for you, and it ain't gonna be pretty. A far-right child comedian threatening to murder the executive of the video site that made her famous for trying to protect her from pedophiles. The state of YouTube in 2019.
Even as a joke, this one goes a little bit too far. Directly threatening somebody, not protected by free speech. Sorry, kiddo. However, jackass, you admit that she's a comedian. You have to know she was joking. And she's joking in response to her losing money. YouTube had gotten complaints about pedophiles being in the comment sections of children's videos. Rather than go directly after the pedophiles and remove them, they applied a scorched earth policy, which has affected all of us, children in particular. While my videos may be judged by the comments in them and punished because of it, children's videos just lost comments altogether. When it comes to YouTube, comments are important. It's engagement. Engagement is how you get moved up in the algorithm. If you have no comments, you get no engagement, you don't get moved up. You get less views, which means less money. I wonder how you would react if you lost your income over things that had nothing to do with you. As for her video being the state of YouTube in 2019, it's one girl who made one video. How would you like it if all of Buzzfeed was judged by just one fucking article? How fair do you think that would be? And then we have this.
The ultimate target of Be Not Afraid is, finally, adults. People who just don't get why social justice discourse is meaningless and co-optable. Why schools can't compare to YouTube. Why mass murder can be funny. People who have enough experience to know better. She is sure that adults are selfish and stupid. That the people with the most power over her life are making it up as they go along, just like she is. When you look at the adults who've gotten rich off the platform that created Soph, she isn't completely wrong. She's been publishing on YouTube for years, with no consequence other than becoming famous.
Well, Joseph, if the ultimate audience is adults, what's your fucking problem? Why have you spent all of these words whining at us about the poor children? Is it because you think only leftists should be using children to push political agendas? Look, I'm not in favor of children pushing political agendas at all, but this article is fucking stupid. It's a thinly veiled attempt to take down a conservative YouTuber because you don't like them, and because they're more famous than you. We see that at the end. She's been published on YouTube for years with no consequence other than becoming famous. Well, Joseph, what consequence do you think there should be? Do you think she should be banished from society because she said things you don't like? You know, Joseph, I noticed something in this article. You didn't debunk anything she's ever said. Not a goddamn word of it. All you did was point out things that you're outraged about, that you think other people might get outraged about. You want a consequence? Try this. Take one of her videos and respond to it and point out where she's wrong. Try that. Let's see what happens. Let's see if you're at least as good as a 14-year-old girl. Frankly, my money's on Soph. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this one. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter if you want to know when videos or live streams are up, because even clicking that bell won't guarantee it here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. I'm the Ranting Monkey, and I'll see you next time.
She's been publishing on YouTube for years, with no consequence other than becoming famous.
Your life makes me sad.